Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. Yes, the 1st of January. Happy New Year to all of you. And we're kicking it off with a Spectrum game today, and it is another homebrew indie game, and it is cute as a button. Yes, ever wondered why we didn't get DuckTales on the Spectrum? Well, think no further, because we have a DuckTales game on the Spectrum, and it's rather nice. It's Webby to the rescue, which is lovely. Webbigale, I think her name was in the cartoon. Yeah, so basically your mission is to go and rescue Scrooge and co. And while avoiding vampire bats, ghosts, and a host of other nasty little things. But look at this. This is on a ZX Spectrum, I believe 48K. So I mean, at the end of the day, we're doing pretty well for that. Hence the fact there's no music. There are sound effects, but they are few and far between. But we will not worry too much about that, because the actual gameplay is going to surpass the need for sound effects and music and all that jazz. So, yes, let's get stuck in, shall we? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a great little game. Look at it. It's really cute. And I like the fact they've taken aspects from the Nintendo DuckTales games, particularly the size of the diamonds and gems that you can get in the game, and they have reproduced it for the humble Spectrum, which is lovely. The Spectrum and the C64 have had a rather good blast over the last few months, particularly on the run-up to Christmas. And I thought it was nice to be able to bring another Specky game. I mean, look at the colours on this. This is really, really good. And the graphics are nice too. You've got a really nice. You can sort of look at the colour on the walls. I mean, that's really, really, really quite nice. The reds and the blues and the purples all run together really quite nicely. So well done. This is a very good game. So platformer games as they go. This is actually rather nice, and the enemy types are really cool as well. The graphics on the ghosties there were really nice. You've got the bats there, which are so much nicer than the dizzy bats, or birds, whichever they were. But yeah, and the little ghost skeleton ducks roaming around the castle as well, which is really quite nice. But it's really, really vibrant, which is really good for a Specky game, because, you know, the Specky suffered from this horrendous colour clash, which we don't have a lot of in this game, which is nice. It seems that people are being able to sort of get around the colour clash, or being, you know, getting stuck with it. You have to excuse me, I'm really sorry. It was a late night last night. It was a good one. Cards Against Humanity and all that jazz. Hope you all had a good New Year's Eve, by the way. Yeah, so we didn't get too drunk, and I hope you're all safe and sound and tucked up in the warm. But yeah, I thought I'd come back and we'd kickstart January off on the 1st with a review. I know I don't normally do them on a Saturday, but it doesn't feel like a Saturday, which is a bit strange, but never mind. Yeah, so, I've got so many games lined up for you in the next few weeks. It's a ridiculous amounts of games, which is great. And it's not just indie games, because I know we focused on those quite a lot lately. But do you know what? The quality of them has been so good that it would have been a crying shame not to have brought them to you. So at the end of the day, we're going to bring you some indie games and some well-known retro games, and possibly a load of games you've never even heard of. There's probably a lot of games I've never even heard of, but I'm still going to put them on and play them and bring them to the channel and let you make up your own minds. Yes. So yeah, the idea is basically that you pick up the keys to unlock the doors, you pick up the gems, and yeah, that's it really. There's not a lot to talk about. Oh, there's loads to talk about. Let's get stuck in. So you've got a rather nice portrait of Webby in the top centre there. And you've got how many gems you've got in the top right, or diamonds I should say. Then you've got lives and keys in the top left. Now everything you hit will take one of those precious lives away, but it won't reset the level or anything like that. It's just literally a hit, and that's your life gone. And you just continue with the way you're going. So just be careful. Unlike that, because I've only got one life left now. Next time I hit something, it's game over. So just got to be a bit careful. Other than that, look at it. It's lovely. Look at that ghosty. He's so cute. But it's really, really nice. A lot of thought's gone into this to actually make it feel like a DuckTales game, which is really good. The graphics on Webby Gale are really, really nice as well. Cute little duck there. And you'd think that she'd be able to swim. No! She can't. So make sure you've got keys, by the way, because you probably get to a point where I just have there, and you haven't got any keys, and I just hit that bat, and it's game over, so I'm going to start again. Boo! But we will start again, and we'll start again with great gusto, because we can. So, a massive well done to the guys behind this, because this is a really good game for a Spectrum. I'd have been happy with this. This would probably been probably about a $1.99 or a $2.99 game back in the day. Walk into your WH Smiths or John Menzies. Oh my God, we're going back in time a bit there. But I don't know, what was it like for you guys in the States? Did you guys even have Spectrums in the States? I'm not sure. I don't know if it was just a UK thing. I think Amstrad was German, I think, because the Schneider part of it. Amstrad Schneider. Yeah, I don't know. But that was taken over by Lord Sugar. So they... He's got such a nice name, hasn't he? He's so sweet. But yes, Webby is armed with... Well, I don't actually know. I don't know what she's throwing around. But whatever it is, it's very effective against ghosts, bats, and other ghoulies. So maybe she's had a few tips from the Ghostbusters. And maybe they're proton balls or something. But, yeah. I'm really impressed with this. Graphically, it's fantastic. Love it. Absolutely love it. Harks back to the sort of the budget platformer games of the decade. Of when they were released, of course. Very much Dizzy springs to mind. I don't know why. But, yeah, it's very, very nice. The control system. So we'll move on to that. It's up, down, left, right. And fire. So up is jump. Boo. But you know what? I know I say boo a lot, but do you know what? I never used to play on joystick when I was little. I used to play on redefining your keys. So playing on joystick recently, well, pretty much since I started the channel, just because a lot of you play on joystick, so I just find it sort of better to bring you the game on joystick, because I can at least tell you how responsive the game is to the actual joystick controls. And yeah, this is pretty good actually. It's very reactive, and the jumping is very good, I have to say. It's not my cup of tea, but you know, I think the problem is we're all spoiled on new controls, because you know, controllers have so many buttons these days. You can have jump, you can have fight, punch, kick, everything that you want, all in one place. But this only had one button, so up was kind of the general go-to for jumping, and then fire button to fire. The only time we found that jump was assigned to the fire button was normally if the fire button wasn't needed for anything else. Yeah, go figure. Anyway, absolutely cracking looking game. Now the only thing, like I said before, it's lacking in sound, but you know what? It's got so much squeezed into it that I don't really care. It's not going to affect the score at all. This is a cracking game, and it deserves a lot of love. And it's free. You can go and download it today, in fact. Just go and have a New Year's play on DuckTales, because you will not regret it. But yeah, it's a lovely little game, and it's going to appeal to all ages as well, because it's DuckTales. You know, it appeals to us older generation because we remember DuckTales, and you know, it's just been revived as well with David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck. So that's great. So it's really nice to have this brought into a new era of gamers, because I think retro gaming is one of those things that I think needs to be appreciated by the younger generation. It's not just us, you know. It's everybody else as well. We need to bring these games because, you know, one day PlayStation 4 will be retro, kids, and you know what? When that time comes, well, we're going to laugh at you, okay? Because you think these games look rubbish. And I think you need a slap round the head, because it's really not rubbish at all. You need to remember that back in the day when we were growing up, these were great graphics. And you know what? They had to be, because they didn't have much else going for them, really. So the game had to be as good as it possibly could be, because that's all it had. It's not like these newfangled systems where graphics are everything. Gameplay was everything back in the day. Gameplay's nothing these days. You do get the odd game that is actually very good, but it's rare to find one that's got the graphics, the sound, the playability, and the... well, I don't care anymore. I'm a retro gamer through and through, and I know that a lot of you out there too, and you appreciate the systems. And you know what? It's good to hear from you guys in the comments. We started off a small debate saying about... well, it's not even a debate really, saying about, do you reckon that if these games were released back in the day that we would have been absolutely floored by them, or do you think we would have just accepted them for what they were, which is a very, very good sort of game? It's difficult, isn't it, because we know now what the limitations of the hardware supposedly were in the day, and now they're banging out games of this kind of caliber, and we just wonder, you know, whether or not we would have had these games when we were growing up, would we have actually appreciated them a lot more? I don't know. It's a difficult one. Because we always just think, oh, the Spectrum was kind of low key, the Amstrad was low key, C64 seemed to have a lot of love, but it's not my favourite system, I've got to say, in the 8-bits. And then the Amiga was kind of the one to go for if you wanted arcade quality games. But yeah, I mean, playing some of these now, a lot of these have given the Amiga a run for its bloody money. And I don't mean like graphically or anything like that, because the Spectrum can't contend with the Amiga for graphics. However, these games are of a very high quality, so it is always nice. There are some Amiga games coming in the pipeline, by the way. I'm not going to divulge too much because I am waiting for a full release, but I have got a demo of a certain game which you might like to see. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see an Amiga game. It's a remake of sorts. From the ground up, it's a remake of a classic arcade game. And if you'd like to see the demo of that, then I am more than happy to bring it to you. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to do that, and I will sort that out for my next soiree into the fray of retro gaming. But yeah, I think you guys will enjoy this one. Go and grab it and give it a go, and give the developer some love. It's available on digital download. You can also purchase it on tape, and you get the digital download included in the price. But the actual game is free if you get the download only. So, completely up to you guys. Anyway, pants. Anyway, I'm going to give it one more go, and then I think we'll call it a day. But you know what? So, they have tried to do the theme tune, and it's not a bad effort considering that it's a 48. Okay, so this is very, very reminiscent of sort of the early platforming games of the Spectrum, and I love it. I love it. The other thing I was going to do is actually a feature on which games I remember actually having on the first systems that I had. So, I remember, for example, the first game I ever played on a ZX Spectrum was Hunchback 2. Yes! On my 48K Spectrum, I had Hunchback 2. So, if you're interested in me going on a little time travel back to my sort of personal gaming experiences, then let me know in the comments, because I would delve into my past, and we'll go through a few games that I remember personally and the effect they had on me way back when. So let me know. Your thoughts in the comments are always appreciated. Let me know, and I'll get on to that. We've got a lot more games to come, obviously. It's a shame, really, because a couple of Christmas games have just been released, and it's just like, too late now. So, but that gives us at least a good going for next Christmas, isn't it? Or this year's Christmas, I should say. I can't believe it's all been put behind us now, folks. It's all over for another year. Amazing. It's just gone really quick, hasn't it? Anyway, I'm approaching the end here, so I'm going to just say that replay value is absolutely on the money, and the actual playability of the game is smack on, and it's only one player, but it's a bloody good one, and any age group, because any age group's going to enjoy it. Especially, like I said earlier on, DuckTales has been re-released for the new generation using different voice cast and all that kind of stuff. But for those of us that are loyalists to the original DuckTales, then I think you're going to have some enjoyment out of this as well. So, absolutely fantastic game. Go and pick it up, give it a go. You can use emulation, you can use it on a real Spectrum. It's up to you. The choice is yours. Anyway, guys, it's a very happy new year from the Retro Revival Show, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Remember, if you do like my content, to share and subscribe to the channel. And, yes, let's bring some new people in. Some fresh blood. They're always welcome here. Anyway, guys, until next time, you keep it retro. I've been Rich, this has been the Retro Revival Show, and we've been looking at Webby to the rescue. Anyway, that's it from me. Ta-da!